Hi there! Greetings from Flanders, the northern region of Belgium. It's a grey, foggy morning in the city of Genk in Flanders' easternmost province, Limburg. Right now, I'm standing on the shaft of a former mining site. At the beginning of the 20th century, the city of Genk underwent a thorough transformation thanks to the mining industry. There were 3 sites in total: Winterslag, where we are here right now, Waterschei and Zwartberg. At the end of the 80s, all the mines closed down, and the city started looking for opportunities to give these industrial sites a new function. And tourism was one of them. The mining site of Winterslag, where we are right now, became Seamine. And Seamine today combines a lot of functions in one. First of all, it's a Flanders heritage venue where you can organize your conference. Interesting exhibitions are being organized here. There's a restaurant, and a very exciting one, you can go on an educational and interactive expedition, which starts with a descent underground in the ventilation shafts of the mine and which ends with a 60 meters climb of the mine shaft on the square in front of the energy building. On your way, you will learn all about the mining industry and the dangers that job entailed. The second mining site, Waterschei, has been converted into Torpark, a science park clustering knowledge and expertise in sustainable energy engineering, technology and innovation. The main building of that site has also been converted into a Flanders heritage venue for mice events. The third coal mine, Zwartberg, became LABIOMISTA, a project by Flemish contemporary artist Koen Vanmechelen, and that's the site we're gonna bring a visit today. When the Zwartberg mine closed down, the site was first turned into a zoo park of 24 hectares. But today, on the exact same spot, a very particular art project has risen, LABIOMISTA. In the park, you will find an open-air exhibition and various pavilions with many artworks and living installations dealing with topics such as diversity, human rights, identity, fertility, and biocultural diversity. Koen Vanmechelen is an internationally renowned artist whose work has been shown in over 80 solo exhibitions and 220 group shows worldwide. With his oeuvre, he positions art categorically where it belongs, in the middle of society, engaging with people, always committed.
LABIOMISTA is actually a story, and I like to take people on that story. We made a path through the trees where you can discover all the different installations with all kind of animals where I'm working with. But here it is a learning process. Here you see an animal as being knowledge, as being a library, something where we can learn from. It's not only to watch it, but it's to discover it.
An awarded artist with a strong message. And today we have an exclusive with him. Koen, hello.
Hi, Pedro.
What an honor to meet the master himself amongst his creations. I had a look around already in the battery and I see that the works are quite diverse. What inspires you as an artist?
Well, for me the biggest inspiration is the society in itself. And so crossbreeding is actually my thing. Everybody knows me from the chicken, of course. And I see in the chicken and in the crossbreeding, I see the representation of the society. I'm always looking for a border, you know, the borders between different disciplines, for example, with science, social entrepreneurship, biology, philosophy. And I think that's why the work is also diverse. You will see many materials, you will discover photography, sculpting, all these kind of things. And then, of course, the link to the society. From my work, I started to make foundations, and with these foundations we started to work with the society. Not only in Belgium, of course, in the whole world, like in Zimbabwe or in Ethiopia with different communities, and community work is really my thing as well. So always borders, always crossing, and that's why it makes so diverse. When you come to this place, which is for me like a pregnant place, very fragile, full of ideas, you discover step by step how we can live with nature. And I think in the future that's maybe one of the most important things, you know, that if you go slowly into nature, you discover that you are not the middle of everything as a human being, but you have to listen to nature and not to abuse or to use nature. And for me it is very interesting that you can discover the animals that I'm working with as being more as a library than an animal that you abuse or that you use. In the greenhouse there are all kind of birds who are mainly extinct or on the border of extinction. There is the eagle also, the stellar eagle, the same question, on the border of extinction. But when you open the eagle cage and you open the greenhouse, the eagle will catch immediately the birds who are in the greenhouse. And we as human beings, we are in the middle of this story. And so the building the battery is give the idea of the conflict. So what is our position? What is our position in life? Are we the prey or are we the predator?
Which side we choose.
And this is actually also why this statue is standing here.
Okay.
And this is the human rights statue. And when you come from the ark, the villa, the battery, before you go into the park, you're standing still in front of a baby who's sitting on the books of human rights. And I think, for example, nature is a human right.
Now, your work balances on the verge of art and science. Can you give us a concrete example?
Well, this is full of examples actually. And we think about advantage and disadvantages of crossbreeding. And so Villa Opundi, which is the villa, the Open University of Diversity, is a working instrument. You know, it's not only to give it to tourists, for example, but when you come here, you can participate. And this is the big tool, I think, of LABIOMISTA. It stimulates people to think about real things. For example, our community project with the chickens, a planetary community chicken, which we have in Ethiopia, for example. It's really...
this one.
Yeah, that's that one. It's really a place where they need the chickens, you know, against poverty. And actually it's the Ilri Center and with the Gates Foundation who asked me to come there. And I can crossbreed my cosmopolitan chicken project with a chicken on the spot, with a local one. And that generates something fantastic because you have a chicken that can stay in the communities, can provide you with eggs, and at the same time is diverse and strong enough to survive. And this is a breakthrough because it's a kind of mixture which was never happened before. It was always, they thought about very productive chickens. And so the Gates Foundation and Ilri Foundations, I'm very happy because they bring it into Africa. Another example is, for example, Lama Winteru is here. 20 years ago, I started with llamas, discovering that they are very strong. I started to talk with scientists and they say they have a double immune system. And now today they have a llama who can produce medication against COVID. Medication, not a vaccine. And this llama is sitting over here
in the park.
Is sitting here. So it's a library. All these kind of ideas are libraries, but not only art and science, it also goes to communities. And I think this is an element what we really need.
There's a big seriousness to the science aspect of your work, but I have an impression that there's also a lot of playfulness when I look at the artworks you create. Can you tell us something more about that?
Yeah, I think art without humor is no art. And if you enter here, the place, you know, LABIOMISTA, the first thing that you see is the sculpture Joy and Wisdom. I think this is telling a lot. we need joy, and we need wisdom to move on.
Hello,
Wim.
Pedro.
Hi, how are
Hello.
you?
Nice meeting you. Welcome in
Thank you.
LABIOMISTA. Please have a seat.
Thank you. Wim, can you tell us something about the identity of the city of Genk?
And the city of Genk is a little bit atypical. We didn't grow around the church, as you can find in many many cities in Flanders, but we have grown around 3 mining facilities. Winterslag, Waterschei and Zwartberg are the beginning of the economic development in our city, and that attracted also a lot of people from abroad. Today, Genk is a multicultural city with more than 100 nationalities, and if we look to the 70,000 inhabitants, more than 55% are from another ethnical background. So we are a very diverse city. But when the mines were closed, that was of course a tremendous problem that we had to solve. And we believe that if you can work upon the heritage where their parents, their grandparents worked in, but you can keep the atmosphere, by example here in this villa, or by example at Sea Mine, so that the people see what it was in the past, but also see the future in a sustainable new social and economic project, we think they are enthusiastic. If I look to LABIOMISTA, what moves me deeply is, I think, the crossroads of diversity and nature. Culture, diversity and nature are 3 elements that come together here. And I believe, as Koen Vanmechelen, that diversity is not only the key of today, but also the key for the future. We have to live in a large diversity, biodiversity, but also cultural diversity. And Genk is an example of diversity.
Can you give us a beautiful example of how the local community can benefit from a site like LABIOMISTA?
I can give you some nice examples. In the winter, this park is not closed. They can still walk here, come together and use it as a very nice spot to become at ease and to enjoy the nature and the park. But also Nomadland is something where they work together.
That's the restaurants at the other side of the street, right?
Well, indeed, where people who visit LABIOMISTA can eat and drink something, but the exploitation of that park is done by volunteers, is done by people of the neighborhood. But also, if I look to Sea Mine, it is very open and there's a connection with the Vennestraat, also very important, again, where people and neighbors meet people that visit also Sea Mine. And also in Torpark, we engage nature, very important. We are also part of the National Park Hoge Kempen, and also again we try to involve the neighbors and the people that live here.
So we have the 3 mining sites, but apart from that, Genk also has quite a few other things to offer to visitors.
Well, absolutely. Genk is a very green city. Of course, the coming of the mines have brought us a lot of heritage, but still we are one of the most green center cities in Flanders, and that's very important. So I suggest to everybody that comes here, come with your bike or come walking here, because we have very nice nature parks where you can walk in, where you can bike, but you can also visit our national park Hoge Kempen, the one and only national park in Flanders, so that's very important also for our city. If I look to Bokrijk, a very nice venue also, we have there cycling through the water. Yes. Times magazine has put it in their top of places to visit in the world, and it is in Genk. So I say, please come and visit us. But most of all, stay for dinner. I think that is the best what you can do in our city. We are a very multicultural city. You can eat all things of the world here in our city, especially around Sea Mine, by example. It's very nice to do so, and you can feel the Mediterranean atmosphere in the summer in our city.
Wim, I wish to thank you a lot for your time, your explanations. It was highly inspiring. LABIOMISTA is a beautiful project. And I wish you and the city of Genk lots of luck for the future and a beautiful continuation of this rebirth and prosperity.
Pedro, thank you very much for your visit. I hope all people that come here are as inspired as you are.
Thank you. Hi Hannah, how are you?
Hi Pedro, I'm fine, and you?
Very well. I believe that you can help us out with some practical information, right?
Yes, I sure can. I sure can.
First of all, can you tell us a little bit more about the various formulas LABIOMISTA has to offer for individual and group visitors?
We have quite a lot to offer actually. You already discovered the audio tour. It gives you the opportunity to get acquainted with the work of Koen Vanmechelen and the philosophy of LABIOMISTA. There are 30 stops of the audio tour in the Cosmopolitan Culture Park. And new in 2021 is a kids audio tour that we developed especially for our youngest visitors to really give them a chance to reflect on what they see at LABIOMISTA. We recommend though to book a tour with a guide, and our guides are called cross-pollinators.
Wow!
Yes, and those cross-pollinators really give you the opportunity to immerse yourself in the work of Koen Vanmechelen and LABIOMISTA.
And are there any special packages with hotels?
Yes, definitely. You can definitely just choose to visit LABIOMISTA, and we have really nice offers for hosted buyers. But you can also choose to coordinate your stay by Visit Genk. And Visit Genk is a tourism office, obviously, of the city of Genk, and hotels can join this arrangement. So they make an arrangement based on the interest of your group. And then you can choose to only have a day visit or to stay the night or 2 nights, whatever you like in the region.
Okay, super. Well, Hannah, thank you very much. That was most practical. And I will go back to the pavilion and hand over my, my audio guide.
Perfect. I will join you.
Okay, thank you. So, now you know how the city of Genk transformed its former mining sites into inviting, inspiring places where you can enjoy nature, art and science. We hope we were able to give you a good first impression of LABIOMISTA, and we hope to welcome you here soon. Bye!